Good morning. It is Monday, September 11th, 2023. It is hard to believe it has been 22 years. I was reminded this weekend about how awesome my students are again. I got invited to a softball tournament that the university's softball team was putting on, where they were honoring first responders to the Pentagon on 9/11, and one of my students reached out to me and invited me to attend. And I've told this story the last couple of years, but my first year of teaching, I took 3 of my students with me to a conference that was local, and it just happened to fall on 9/11 where I was speaking, and it was the first time that I spoke about my issues with PTSD from being a first responder to the Pentagon. And those 3 students, the entire time we were at the conference, were checking on me. And every year on 9/11, I'm getting texts from my students. And most of these folks were not even alive on that day. But from hearing me, when I tell them my story about being down there that morning at the Pentagon, decided to text me and check on me. And they've done that every year since I first met them. My original plan with retirement was today was going to be the day. I was taken back today, and I was going to retire from law enforcement, and just because of the staffing issues that are going on and everything, I decided that a month was going to be too short, and I decided to stay on just so we can get the person that has taken over from me in there and trained and everything. But originally today was going to be the day. Tonight I get to go and speak to my freshman class on the Introduction to Criminal Justice class that I do. I get to go speak to them tonight, and the class is going to be all about 9/11, of course. None of them were alive. And the whole goal is not only, it's to help them understand the human side of what happened today, of the thousands that gave their life, thousands of people that at this time that morning were getting up or heading into work, not knowing it was going to be the last time that they saw their friends or their families or their loved ones. But I also tell this story because I want them to see that no matter how tough a situation is, no matter how bad a situation is, for me, 2 years later, where I got to the point where I literally was milliseconds away from ending my life, you can get through it. You can prosper. You can become better, stronger than you ever were before. Just by building resilience, by learning, and by looking into what is going on with you and figuring out resources and things like that, and then surrounding yourself with just some absolutely amazing folks that have your back and reach out to you and want the best for you with nothing in return. And I am beyond blessed to have that. So today, just take a minute. Think about those thousands of people whose lives ended in just a few hours, who thought that they had all the time in the world. Think about those first responders that ran into those towers and perished that day, as well as the first responders like Harvey Snook from Arlington County Police Department, who years later passed away because of cancer from the searches that were being done at the Pentagon. Just take a minute and think about those ladies and gentlemen. Think about the families and the friends and the loved ones of those folks who don't have them anymore. Just a minute, that's all I ask, not much. And then get back to your life. Don't ever forget the sacrifices that were made on September 11th, 2001. And don't ever forget the heroes that ran in there knowing they weren't coming back out to rescue people. Those are our true heroes. Men and women that put on a uniform regardless of what it looks like, that sacrifice each and every day to fight for those very freedoms that we so often take for granted. Take care of one another. Be safe. And as you're getting up this morning to head out, tell your friends, your family, and your loved ones how important they are to you. Pick up the phone today and tell them that, because tomorrow isn't promised. You just never know. God bless you. Be safe. Watch each other's backs. And never forget 9/11.